You can't base the Most High on your relationship with him on what other people have done. Okay? It says that by two immutable things in which it was impossible for God to lie. So that word immutable, I have that in the Greek. Greek Strong's 276. I'll just read it. What it is. Greek Strong's 276. It says, and you can note that down. Greek Strong's 276 for immutable. The word means unchangeable. Okay? Unchangeability. Okay? So the Most High never changes. Isn't that something? So once he tells you something, that's what it is. Let's see, let's go there. Let's go there. Malachi 3 and 6. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I've been let down, so this really has given me hope. If you don't have nothing else, you have hope. This is what we have. We have the anchor to our soul. What do we got?
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6. It says, and I'm going to read it as is. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Isn't that something? That's good news. Praise the Most High. Yeah, he says, I change not. So that by two immutable, unchangeable things in which it was impossible for God to lie, we might have strong consolation. That word consolation means encouragement. Okay? Hey, we have a strong encouragement who have fled for refuge. Isn't that something? Have we fled for refuge? Yeah. We went to Christ, right? Now, you remember in the law, back in the Old Testament, they had cities of refuge. Anybody know those stories? You had to run into one of those cities, right? If you didn't get there on time, you were done. But once you were there, they couldn't mess with you, okay? So Christ is our refuge. You see what I'm saying? Now, yeah, praise the Most High. Because you know that devil wanted us bad, right? But we ran and we got refuge, right? We fled there, all right? What do we have, verse 19?
Verse 19, which hope we have as an anchor of the soul.
An anchor of the soul. That's what we need. People are so unstable today. So unstable. No direction in life. All over the place, all right? This truth is an anchor to the soul. Go ahead.
Both sure and steadfast.
Both sure and steadfast. Go ahead.
And which entereth into that within the veil.
Isn't that something? Christ entered into the veil. In other words, he entered into the Holy of Holies. Okay? He's the priest that he didn't have to be clean like the others. He was separate from sinners, holy, harmless, undefiled, right? And he went behind the veil, and he's there for us. We have a sure consolation. We can go to him, okay? And he represents us. But if this truth is going to operate in our life, this powerful truth, we got to take him at his word. So just a recap, let's look at the life of Abraham, okay? Because if we're not following in the footsteps of Abraham, what are we doing? If we say we're people of faith, right? So when you're looking at Romans 4, the whole chapter is good. When you guys get home or sometime this week, I would want to encourage you to read the whole chapter, Romans 4. But look at verse 16.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 4, verse 16. Therefore, it is of faith that it might be by grace, to the end the promise might be sure to all the seed.
To all the seed. So we need to deal with that when it says to all the seed, okay? All right. So the promise is by faith, right? Okay. Very important that we understand it. Just go to verse 14 real quick.
Verse 14. For if they which are of the law be heirs, faith is made void.
Isn't that something? Okay. So yeah, our brothers were under the law. Remember that was a tutor to bring them to Christ, right? Go ahead.
And the promise made of none effect.
And made of none effect. All right, go ahead.
Because the law worketh wrath. For where no law is, there is no transgression.
Go ahead.
Therefore, it is of faith that it might be by grace to the end the promise might be sure to all the seed. Not to that only which is of the law, but to that also which is of the faith of Abraham, who is the father of us all.
Now, this is not saying the law is done away with. It's just saying that we obtain the righteousness of the Most High by faith. We have access into his grace by faith, okay? And that's what the law couldn't do for us. So we obtain his righteousness by faith, okay? All right, go ahead.
Verse 17, as it is written, I have made thee a father of many nations, before him whom he believed, even God, who quickeneth the dead, and calleth those things which be not as though they were.
Okay. So now let's look at the mindset of Abraham in verse 18. What does it say?
Who against hope believed in hope, that he might become the father of many nations.
So who against hope, he believed in hope. To really understand the story, you have to go back and read the life of Abraham and how he was given a promise that he would have a child in old age, very old age. Okay? And against all odds, he took the Most High at his word. Right? Isn't that something? Took him at his word in old age. All right, go ahead.
According to that which was spoken, so shall thy seed be.
Uh-huh.
Verse 19.
Now notice what it says here in verse 19.
And being not weak in faith, he considered not his own body now dead, when he was about 100 years old, neither yet the deadness of Sarah's womb. Verse 20. He staggered not at the promise of the Most High through unbelief.
He staggered not at the promise of the Most High. So it's more of a review right here. He didn't even blink an eye at all. Didn't even doubt it. Okay, go ahead.
But was strong in faith.
But was strong in faith.
Giving glory to God.
Giving glory to the Most High. So when we have faith like that in the Word, that power is going to resonate in our life. All right? But if we're double-minded, see, it's of no avail to us. Do we really believe the Most High? Do we really believe his word is the truth? All right? Do we believe with all our hearts that he cannot lie? All right? See, we must believe that. And in that, could we say that in this journey, we're going to fail here and there? But we have to take him at his word. Even in our failure, we have to believe that what he promised us is ours. Okay, that's why he came. Because if we could live to the T like that, Christ wouldn't have had to come. Okay, that doesn't give us an excuse to sin. What I'm saying is Christ had to do what we couldn't do, right, to redeem us. Remember, we messed up the old covenant. We broke that. You see? So Christ had to do something that we couldn't do. Now we have to take him at his word. So Abraham didn't stagger at the promises of the Most High through unbelief, but was strong in faith, giving glory to the Most High. Now notice what it says in verse 21. We got to be like Abraham.
Verse 21. And being fully persuaded that what he had promised, he was able also to perform.
So we got to be fully persuaded of the word.